And we are live in Rochester, New York at the Eagles Center. November to Dismember, the main event, Cory. The UPW World Heavyweight Championship match. Mattick is going to defend his belt with Abyss against the D.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this match, Chris. We have Chris Caden, we have Maximo, we have the Monster Abyss, and one of the most unique match types in wrestling history. Tag team match where the winner of pinfall gets the title. You can lose to your partner, Chris. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, the first pinfall is going to win the match. This match came to be after Mattick successfully won the title, defended it against Chris Caden, and the D kept beating down Mattick. That's how this match came to be. The commissioner made this match. Anything could happen.
Now, can you blame the D, though? They're probably the greatest unit that's ever existed in wrestling history. The D is one of what people are saying the greatest tag teams to ever exist. They are on the level of Edge and Christian, Jericho and Kevin Owens, Undertaker and Kane, and oh my God, it's Chris Caden, Maximo. They are looking like absolute superstars tonight, Chris. What do you got to say about these absolute gentlemen?
The thing about the D is that they have been tag teaming for 2 years now. Although they have never had success as tag team champions, they are successful working together as a team. Mattick and Abyss do not have tag team success. That could be huge tonight in this match if the D stays on the same page.
Now, the thing you got to watch out for is clearly the D has a huge fan base. Chris Caden, 154 days as KDW champion. Maximo, former UPW champion. This team is undeniably talented. The fact is, how does Mattick pair up against this? They may have a monster, but what's a monster to the power of friendship?
Mattick was actually the longest reigning UPW World Heavyweight Champion before losing the belt to Mattick. Maximo has a lot to prove tonight as he tries to win back his UPW World Heavyweight Championship.
154 days of absolute greatness. The crowd here loves it. He is considered the greatest wrestler of all time.
You can't deny the fact that Caden really is on top of the world.
And Maximo shows off that he has what he takes. Longest reigning champion, the D, is Defiant. Defiance is standing tall before their match with the Monster.
Here's the thing, though. When you bring in someone like Abyss, Abyss is, from a record standpoint and from an accomplishment standpoint, the most superior athlete who's going to be in this ring tonight.
Now, you can give all the accomplishments to Abyss you want, but there's a difference. Abyss is a monster. Chris Caden is a natural. Chris Caden is the best wrestler to ever lace up boots. Maximo, the best champion to ever wear the UPW belt. I'm not too worried for the D.
I'm not going to argue the success of Caden and Maximo, but for Caden to come out here earlier today and say Abyss who is Abyss, I don't care about Abyss, that is awfully brazen for someone stepping into the ring with a monster. And here comes the current UPW World Heavyweight Champion, Mattick.
Mattick does look confident coming into tonight. He is partnering with the Monster. The people here are excited. But the thing you are forgetting time and time again is what's a monster to an absolute legend.
We've never seen a monster and a legend step in the ring. So you're awfully confident in Caden and what he can do against a monster. You've never seen it, though. You've never seen.
But I've seen Caden, and I'm buckled up and ready for absolute action tonight.
And now we're just waiting for the monster.
Buckle up. This is going to be huge. The crowd wants the matchup early.
The other thing, Cory, that's going to be big tonight is the head games. The D is going to play head games the entire night.
The Monster has fear on his side, but the one thing Maximo and Caden absolutely excel at is friendship and controlling the atmosphere around them. Chris Caden knows how to get the crowd involved. He knows how to get in your head. Maximo knows how to use the ring to his advantage, and here comes the Monster. This is a moment to absorb, folks. The Monster Abyss is officially stepping foot at the Eagles Center in Rochester, New York.
Cory, I can't help but notice, Caden looks concerned.
I think you're mixing up concern with excitement. Caden is excited to show the fans here that the monster means nothing.
The biggest question here tonight, folks, is can Mattick control the monster? Can Mattick keep the monster on his side? We spoke to Abyss, and we asked him the question, what happens if it comes down to you and Mattick, UPW title on the line? And the monster said he would take it.
And this is why you go back to why the D is so well established. They know they work well together. They know the strengths. They know the weaknesses of what each other has. Mattick got desperate. Mattick is the reigning champion and confident one-on-one, but he gets desperate looking for the monster to help him out. But how do you control a monster, especially in your first tag team action?
I think your definition of desperate is a little lax. When the D continued to attack Mattick week after week, the D is responsible for the monster being here. The D is the one who got the monster called in.
We'll talk desperation when you're a champ for 154 days of KDW and the longest reigning UPW champ ever. I think you should take notes on desperate because clearly it's Mattick. I'm taking nothing away from his title reign, but he was scared of solo
Maybe the D should worry about getting into the ring and starting this match instead of walking around and pandering to the fans.
Have you ever seen ring psychology? Because this is exactly what it looks like.
Referee Evan Gray is ready to start the match.
He's ready, but he is on Chris Caden's time. And that, he better buckle up because Caden controls this match.
Chris Caden needs to understand this isn't the KDW title match. This is Mattick's championship time.
If it's Mattick's title time, why is he letting Abyss do all the early talking?
That's called strategy. We already talked about the teamwork that the D is going to show tonight. You have to imagine that Mattick and Abyss came up with some sort of a game plan.
Yeah, it's just a game plan, but what's a game plan to friendship? Now, I've talked with Chris Caden, you've talked with Chris Caden, but I think I've probably talked to him more because Maximo's his #1 friend, but let me tell you, I'm number 1.5. Me and Chris Caden are absolute homies, and nothing could change that. Absolutely nothing.
Can you honestly say that coming out of our conversation with Maximo, where he said over and over and over again that he is leaving with the UPW title tonight, can you honestly say that they're going to be on the same page?
The one thing you have to understand is his best friend is Chris Caden. Chris Caden is the absolute best when it comes to friendship. Chris Caden will put everything aside in the name of friendship. So yes, Maximo is desperate going into the title match tonight. Longest reigning UPW champion, and he's looking to reclaim it. Chris Caden understands that desperation. That's why he beat Hellcat for the KDW champion, and he's now sitting there at 154 days. He understands what it takes to claw, and he understands friendship. He is willing to do all the fighting necessary to put Maximo back in that position.
Well, he just got taken down by Mattick to open this match. Big drop kick there from the champion, taking down the challenger.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Keep in mind, Cory, that Mattick has pinfall victories over Caden and Maximo over the last couple of months.
Yeah, but that's just called Chris Caden playing the hustle.
And the monster's in the ring.
Oh my God, turn around, Caden, turn around!
The monster is stalking Chris Caden.
Caden! This is the absolute worst. Oh my God! That was the scariest thing I've ever seen in a ring in my whole life.
Abyss flexing fear into Chris Caden.
Hit him! Oh my God, no!
As Mattick throws Caden back into the ring.
This is just a cheap shot by Abyss and Mattick.
Abyss looking for a double choke slam.
But the D is on top. The D is defiant. The D is in. Oh my God.
The D is about to go down again.
What's a flex to the D? Brush it off. Oh, a cheap shot. Absolute cheap shot. Catastrophe from Mattick.
A cheap flex? I've seen the D on their back more tonight from flexing than I've seen them from getting hit.
Well, let's just talk about how the D is never on their back. The D is in your face. The D is where they want to be. And right now, they're
outside the ring.
Ring psychology.
Running from the world champion. Running from the monster Abyss.
It's called strategizing. You talked about strategy before the match, but when you see...
Are there timeouts in wrestling?
There's timeouts whenever Chris Caden wants one.
Keep in mind, folks, the legal men here are Mattick, the UPW World Heavyweight Champion, and Chris Caden, who was brought into the ring the hard way.
Big backdrop by Mattick, but Chris Caden can
And here
recover.
comes the monster.
Oh my God, Caden, run! Run! Caden, get out of there while you can.
Begging for mercy from Abyss.
Do not eat Chris Caden. He is an absolute gem. Woo!
That chop meant nothing to the monster.
Nobody chops like Chris Caden.
Chopping Abyss and nothing is happening.
I think Abyss might need to be tested because the fact that he is not feeling the chops by the greatest wrestler of all time is intimidating.
Caden looking defeated.
Caden, you gotta tap in Maximo. Do not hurt your perfect physique.
Big chop from Abyss, taking down Caden.
That was intimidating, I'll admit. How does the D stand up to someone who can wood chop you in half? Chris Caden might have to recover.
According to Chris Caden, Abyss wasn't going to be an issue tonight.
And he's not. Look at the slick moves by Chris Caden.
Chris Caden going to the knees of Abyss there. Hey, it's a smart move there. You got a big tree like Abyss. You cut him down at the trunk, he's not going to be able to do anything.
Well, you know what they say. It's just like all wood choppers say. And we have a wood chopper on staff at Boy Meets Sports, and he tells us every time, the lower you chop the tree, the more the kaboom. Am I right? And Abyss is feeling the kaboom here. The D is starting to sit pretty. What's a monster now?
Caden continuing to attack the injured knee of Abyss.
That's what happens when you're on a 154-day reigning champion. Caden knows how to use the ring.
Tag to Maximo.
And this is where they get dangerous, folks. They work together so well. Better friendship than even Chris and myself. And when you have friendship like that, you know what the other's going to do. When one goes low, the other goes high. What does Mattick and Abyss have to compare to that?
I can't argue when it comes to tag team expertise and tag team experience. Mattick and Abyss simply don't have it. And right now, you're right. They're targeting the lower body of Abyss. They're really working over that knee. That's a huge thing right now. If they continue to target him like that, they're going to take him out of the equation.
And, folks, you have to look back at the fact that we talked to highly acclaimed scientist, Dr. Jim Topanga, and he did the study saying that friendship is the power of 109, where fear is only a 9. Where does Abyss come into play to the power of friendship here? This is scary, and the D are easily going to reign supreme. Big chop by... Oh my God, the tag team moves between the D is incredible.
Huge knee there by Chris Caden.
And they're getting in the head of Mattick. Look at him, he's shaking, he's nervous, going on that back corner.
Double clothesline by Abyss, here comes the champ.
Absolute cheap shot by Abyss, now tagging in Mattick.
Mattick sizing up Caden, taking him down with a clothesline.
Easy to go
boot to Maximo. Mattick is heating up here, folks.
Easy to clothesline to a boot after you cheap shot some of the greatest wrestlers ever.
Defiance is on the outside of the ring. Maximo. Whoa! Batman goes flying through the air.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to pretend I didn't see it.
What a takedown by UPW World Heavyweight Champion Mattick.
I am over here just shaking my head. No man that large should be able to fly that leg.
No, Monster is not going to fly tonight.
Thank God, because we might be trembling.
Cover. Kick out on 2 by Caden.
It was 1.5. Give him respect. That's an 154-day reigning champion. The man does not need to kick out. I'm not worried.
Caden sends Mattick into the turnbuckle. Mattick jumps over. A nice little roll there by the champion. Big atomic drop.
Shot by Mattick.
Missed the Insaguri.
Maximo showing what friendship can do.
And here
what
it
a
is,
move
the
by the
teamwork
D.
again.
Oh my gosh, what an absolute combo.
Huge shot there to Mattick's head.
And once again, the D is looking good. All the ladies here are loving it.
Kick out on 2 by Mattick. Folks, the important thing to remember here is if Chris Caden got a pin there, Chris Caden would be UPW World Heavyweight Champion.
But then the Defiance is on top, and that's exactly what the people who are fans of professional wrestling want.
But is it what Maximo wants?
Maximo wants what friendship wants, and Maximo wants to shine. Maximo wants that belt, yes, reigning supreme. But you know, Chris Caden is the greatest friend ever. Double chops, double kicks, looking good.
You're not going to convince me that Maximo is going to be okay with Chris Caden walking out here as UPW champion. You just won't convince me of it.
If you're so slow to understand this, I'm concerned for our friendship moving forward. Another slow count by the referee, let me add.
Kick out there by Mattick on 2. Maximo continuing to work over the UPW champion.
Well, it's easy to kick out when you have 107 seconds.
Maximo trying to fire up the crowd here.
Maximo giving the crowd exactly what they want.
Abyss has been on the turnbuckle for a while here. Looks like the Monster's ready to get back in.
As long as you keep him outside, the Defiance looks good. The ref getting a little sassy, let me tell you.
Well, you know, when you go in there with the illegal choke, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Illegal choke or a strategic maneuver. To each his own. Nice move to Chris Caden. Our champ is back in the ring.
Again, Cory, it keeps coming back to the teamwork of Defiance. The D has the teamwork aspect working for them, and I just don't see the teamwork between Abyss and Mattick.
And that's the part where the Defiance will stand tall. Clearly, they don't have the size. I'll agree. Mattick is bigger than both. Abyss is an absolute monster. We're not disagreeing, but look how calm Caden is. He knows that he knows what Maximo will do. He knows that Maximo's got his back, and Maximo knows the same. So how do you avoid that?
It's just phenomenal to see the fact that teamwork is really coming over here in this match, as opposed to the brute power that is the monster Abyss.
Friendship overweighs power every day of the week. The Defiance will reign supreme. The PR Nation is going to go absolute nuts after this match.
Covered by Caden, title on the line, and Maximo pulls Caden off of the pin.
That was just for dramatic flair. I absolutely hope so. Caden looks confused, and I feel the same.
I told you, Maximo wants the title.
I don't know what that was, but I think it's just Maximo giving the crowd what they want.
Maximo tags himself in.
Caden looks confused, and God, I'm trembling because I do not want friendship to be interfered here.
Folks, you heard it on the Chris and Cory show. Maximo said that he is leaving with the belt. Caden said they are leaving with the belt. It looks like Maximo wants the belt more than friendship tonight.
A cheap shot by Mattick, also by the friendship getting in the way of friendship. I think they'll bounce back. I would like to hope so. I believe in true friendship.
Reversal by Mattick, sending Maximo into the corner. Missed with the clothesline.
Big roll up.
Oh! Big kick there by Maximo Suave.
Beautiful kick off
for the championship. Caden breaks it up.
What the hell are you doing? I am as stunned as Maximo because cracks in the D.
The D is broken right now.
I'm speechless. I'm just going to have to go with they're playing the long game. I feel like they got to bounce back.
And once again, a forced tag. Caden tags himself in.
It's not a forced tag when Caden's the best wrestler in the world.
Better than Maximo?
Better than everybody. Maximo's the UPW champion, but Caden is currently wearing the strap. Now, they may be the best friends the universe has ever seen, but Caden's wearing a strap. You got to put that into play.
Abyss continues to sit on the apron, waiting for a tag here by Mattick.
Which is where he should be, while Caden belongs in the ring.
Maximo calling for Caden to go up.
And Caden
saying that he hates Maximo so much right now.
No.
What kind of friendship is that?
He's talking about his hatred for Abyss. Put it into context, you fool.
Caden to the second rope. Beautiful counter there by the champion, Enziguri. Caden still on his feet.
Enziguri off a low blow.
Tag to Maximo. Once again, they can't. No, there's the tag to Abyss.
Oh my God, Maximo, run!
The monster is in the ring, taking down Maximo. Another big clothesline from the monster.
I hope Mattick's worried because it looks like the monster wants Mattick's
big
belt
splash
as well.
from Abyss.
Abyss calling for the choke slam.
Caden from the top rope.
This is dangerous, folks. I'm horrified. What a counter by the D. The D is laid into Abyss.
Big takedown by Abyss.
Abyss takes the D head on.
Abyss is single-handedly destroying the D right now.
I'm scared because he's a one-man wrecking crew. I'm trembling because can you imagine that absolute monster holding our beloved title?
Big forearm there by Maximo.
The D get their teamwork back together and look good.
Stop hitting him!
Huge move there by Defiance.
Teamwork and friendship. They got the monster down, folks. The D look good.
Maximo back up on the apron, tags himself in. Defiance arguing. Double drop kick by Mattick and the neck up.
I got to admit, as much as I hate to see it, for a man that big to get up like that is impressive.
Mattick with second life here with his UPW Championship hanging in the balance.
This match has become an absolute brawl as everyone is still currently in the ring.
The cutter! Mattick hits the cutter! The cover! Broken off.
by Chris Caden to break it up. Absolute teamwork.
Chris Caden saves the title for his team and continues to talk about how much he hates people in the ring.
Hatred might fuel you through a match, and Caden knows what he's doing. What?
Cavarati breaker! Caden's not the legal man.
But the Cravati breaker is a beautiful move. The ref should just appreciate it and let him count.
Caden's not the legal man. If Caden was legal, he would be UPW champion right now.
Maximo's just being an idiot. You are an idiot sometimes, and that's what happens.
Here's the monster. The monster's up. The monster's up, and Caden doesn't see it.
He's just trying to step in on a greatness. Caden, turn around. The ref getting handsy. Caden looks to make a move. Oh my God, Abyss is a monster.
Once again, Caden throwing everything he has at the monster to no avail.
We might want to get that man
Huge
tested.
swinging side slam by Abyss.
That's just not
super kick by Maximo.
I got the monster there.
The cover from the top rope.
This is scary, folks.
The cover.
Oh my God, no!
Mattick retains!
The absolute worst case scenario of what's going to happen
retains
tonight.
his UPW World Heavyweight Championship here at November 2 Dismember.
People are going to look back at this match for years to say that this is one of the greatest tag team title matches to ever happen, and look back to say that if Maximo would have just tagged Caden in late, they could have had the belt on Defiance's waist.
At the end of the day, the disheartenment between Defiance is what cost them this match. At 3 different times, one of them could become champion, but the other wouldn't let it happen, Cory.
It happens. Friendships have tears in them. There's all the times when you and I are podcasting and you get jealous that I'm the better podcaster. How can you not accept it?
Big props here to Mattick for defending his UPW World Heavyweight Championship with the Monster Abyss at November 2 Dismember. Tune in tomorrow to the Chris and Cory Show to hear from your reigning UPW World Heavyweight Champion, Mattick.
I'm not happy about it, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night from Rochester.